I now give the floor to the Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations, Her Excellency Amina Mohammed, to make a statement.
Excellencies, distinguished delegates, I'd like to thank the President of the General Assembly for convening this special session and for ensuring that the General Assembly fulfills its role as the global town hall of our global village. This is an important opportunity to hear from member states, United Nations entities, and a range of non-governmental partners about the innovative ways that they are working together to respond to the pandemic and build a strong recovery. Today, UN principals will share updates on what we have achieved together with member states right across our different pillars of work and in very diverse country contexts, what is needed to ensure access to vaccines, tests, and treatment for all, to meet ongoing humanitarian needs, and to support a recovery that will reignite the decade of action to deliver on the SDGs. Excellencies, the UN's immediate response to the pandemic focused on delivering support for governments and people on the ground, together with extensive global advocacy and policy efforts. Our strategy has three complementary tracks: supporting the continued delivery of health services, responding to humanitarian needs, and supporting national governments with their emergency socio-economic response and recovery efforts. Through these three complementary tracks, the UN supported lives and livelihoods, keeping vital services accessible, kept households afloat, businesses solvent, and supply chains functioning while placing human rights at the forefront. So far, these efforts have helped 71 countries implement over 300 social protection policies, supported the provision of water, sanitation, and hygiene supplies to 25 million people, and helped more than 100,000 companies to stay afloat. This was made possible through the enabling environment created by governments and the commitment of our staff on the front lines, the support we received from partners, and the new arrangements in place in a strengthened UN development system, and I commend everyone that has been involved. But we are keenly aware that our response must go further. As the Secretary General said, it is time to reset. The decisions taken over the next 12 months will have impact for decades to come. It is essential that they be geared towards reducing poverty and inequality, realizing the rights of all women and girls, and transitioning to a green economy that provides decent work for all. This will not be easy, but the United Nations stands ready to lend its full support to your efforts, including in the following 5 key areas. First, a vaccination is an important step in our global journey to recovery. We are doing everything possible to mobilize the $28 billion needed for the ACT Accelerator and its COVAX facility. And our country teams are ready to support the immediate rollout of available vaccines and treatments once the resources are met. Second, building off the analysis and the preparations under the socio-economic framework of the United Nations, the long-awaited finance response to stimulus packages, UN country teams are standing by to support governments in operationalizing inclusive and sustainable recovery plans. Third, in the next few months, we will push for a strong action to repair our planet with updated nationally determined contributions on climate and a new global biodiversity framework in Kunming. Fourth, we are bringing stakeholders together in 2021 to seek solutions in areas from food systems to education, gender equality to oceans, energy to digital connectivity, and transportation. Finally, we will strengthen our efforts to mobilize greater resources for countries and people in greatest need, based on the policy options that have emerged from the Initiative on Financing for Development in the era of COVID-19 and beyond. Excellencies, with your support, we will find solutions to increase fiscal space, expand social protection, and deliver on the climate finance and Addis Ababa Action Agenda commitments. This session comes at a critical moment. If we make the right decisions now, we can meet the humanitarian needs, reset the development pathways, accelerate implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals, and secure a life of dignity and opportunity for all on a safe and a healthy planet. That's the task ahead of us in 2021, and we look forward to working with you all to seize this opportunity in delivering on our promises for people and for planet. I thank you.